Hey everybody, it's the old man from the old man's corner today. I know it says the guy circle because we're doing something different, right? So I'm hanging out with Malachi, right? And so he, as a young man that I now call nephew, we spent a week together at 100 Mass Suits, and um, you will be you will be seeing a lot more of him around Blackout. Trust me when I say that. And so I thought it would be great to introduce y'all to him in a special way. So, nephew, introduce yourself to the people.
Ooh, my bad. Malachi Zion Hudson. I am the owner and the founder of Prolific Vision.
That's a nice name. That's a nice name. Now, how did
Thank
you
you.
come up with that name?
Long story is that basically my mom, she always like kept in mind, like me and my sister, we have the same initials, MC, regardless as to what the last name is. It was MC. So I tried to keep that in mind. But I also wanted to add Zion. Just it was Zion or it was Malachi. And somebody was like, well, why can't it be both? I said, okay.
I
So
dig
that's
it.
how.
I dig it. Hey, we get to pick who we are. To pick our names, right? It's an awesome thing. Now, when you decided to start Prolific Vision, what why did you name it Prolific Visions? Why did you come up with that name?
So prolific, it means plentiful and a lot of basically. And vision, vision has always been a word that stuck out to me. I've always been connected to it. I have it on the side of one of my hats in my closet. It says visionary. I've always been connected to it, and I also like broke it down into different words. Um, so it was a view in subconscious, um, inward, wait, view in subconscious, inward, basically, basically projecting new comings. I apologize. So when I looked at it, we stamp it, make it mine. Somebody used vision how it's actually spelled. So I just took the S and N.
I
You're
like
gonna
it.
get that. And those letters actually mean view, subconscious, new new coming.
I like it. I like it. That's fly. That is
Thank
that is fly. Yo, the one thing that I really, really, really dig about you and the thing that I noticed off top, right, is that you are an artist and you are sensitive about your
you.
like it's a thing for you, man. And so where does that passion come from? Like where did that come from?
I've always been into different forms of art. So it started off with drawing. As a kid, I would just draw different things that I would see and try to put like my own spin on it. And in school, every art class, my art teachers weren't able to really teach me anything new. And they got upset with me because I would just go and learn it on my own. If I wanted to make something happen in that drawing, it was like, I'm not gonna wait on you. Let me go look it up. And then trial and error.
I
And
like
then I branch into different forms of art. And when I got close to photography, because my best friend is a model, so I went to one of her photo shoots and I saw every step of it. It just
it.
intrigued me. And it was like, that's possible. I know I can make that happen. And I also I like making videos, like little clips, and I just keep them to myself for the longest. People be like, put them out, put them out. I don't know, but
Because you're an artist and you're sensitive about your
Yes, once you give it to the people, most times the people dissect what you give to them, the gift that you give to them. So it's like, do I want to share this piece? I give this
Hmm, I like that. I like that. Okay. Okay. That's fly. So so photography and video. That's your journey right now, right? Do you still draw at all?
recently. No, I like I'll do little doodles here and there. Like I used to love drawing the eye. That's one of the things that my I believe that was middle school. Yeah, seventh grade. My middle school art teacher was a black man. He actually taught me how to draw an eye, a realistic eye.
Mm.
He put it down to me and everything. And since then, I've just been doing different ways how to do eyes, whether it's cartoon, realistic, or whatever pops in my mind where I want to put a brief spin on it. That's how I got back out. I usually try to transition getting back into drawing.
Did you start with that, huh? And I guess that kind of ties into your vision, right? Because I have to see through the eye. See, I'm digging it. I'm digging it. I'm digging this whole artist flow, right?
Thank you.
I'm
Yes.
not way about my writing. Like I'm always super critical about it before I send it in to the magazine for other people to read because it is every piece is a part of me that I'm putting out for the world to see. And sometimes people are not so nice about, you know what I'm saying? Well, I can't say not so nice, but not so nice sometimes. Um, how old are you?
25 years old.
You a youngin. You a youngin. I'm an old man. You a youngin. What what can you say to those who are younger than you and coming up behind you and are thinking about or trying to figure out a way to artistically express themselves?
I would say get somewhere where you feel comfortable. That's what I had to do. I had to get somewhere where I felt comfortable to just express it in however it came. Because some people it might be in a different form and they just don't know exactly how to express it. Just get somewhere by yourself where you can actually be in tune with yourself. I like to create. It makes me feel, it channels my inner child and it also helps with my healing. So that's that real connection there.
I dig it. I think I can see the vision in you, brother. I can see the vision in you, nephew. I can see it. Um, what form do you like to create the most? Is it more photography? Is it more video content? Do you feel the same about them both?
Honestly, I'm more connected to videos because I know a picture can say 1,000 words, but a video tell you everything. It is all right there, and then the way that you can display it in different ways, where you get a different perspective depending on the angle of the lens, where you at, high, low, all of that, like all of those things play a factor, and I like to play with those things when I make like my videos. I, yeah,
Yeah. I,
it's some of them. I think I'm gonna put them out. I guess I.
yes, you gonna put, or you gonna put them out. You gonna put them out so the world can see them. Need to bless them with your talents.
Just a few.
I think it's time. I think it's time. Well, you know, that's just one man's opinion, but I think it's time for you to, you know what I'm saying, show the world what it is. You know what I mean? Um, how did it come about that you were the media man for 100 Mass Suits?
Um, so I met Omega, I believe in at the end of November, beginning of December time frame. So I actually was in transitional housing, going through a lot of different things in that time. We were introduced to each other, and after we connected, it had been like a son and a father type of dynamic. And I had told him about my passion for videography and photography and how I wanted to get into it deeper. And he offered me the opportunity to actually film and take pictures at 100 Mass Suits. And it was amazing. I'm still grateful for that opportunity.
It was an awesome time. Did it feel different or look different from doing it from that perspective from behind the lens versus just being on the other side of the camera?
It definitely was a different perspective because I got to see everything from everybody's expressions about the different activities, the presentations. I get to see everything. It's like being a fly on the wall in a sense. It's like I get to zoom in, I can see everything. I can get a different angle and all of that. I really like that aspect.
I
And
never thought about it that way.
yeah, you get more of the story. It's like I said, the picture tells 1,000 words, but what happens when you want to know all of what happened in that event? It's like, oh, I remember this picture from this part, but boom, here's the rest of it.
I like that. I like that. That's cool. So where are you originally from?
St. Louis, Missouri.
All right. Okay,
Yes.
okay. Midwestern.
Yes.
Midwestern like myself. I'm from Chicago. Big up Chi-Town.
I still haven't been like actually to experience Chicago. I haven't yet. I
Really?
went there. Yeah, I went there for a funeral, and it was like we got there, we stayed the night, got pizza. My aunt made a key lime pie. I remember that because she had me doing the eggs, separating the egg yolks. And then it was the funeral, and we left. So I
Uh,
didn't experience anything really.
oh, nephew, we gonna have to plan a trip. Gonna have to plan a trip. We're gonna have to go to the Shy. I got to experience St. Louis once. I've been there once. I have a twin brother, and he had a heart attack, and so he was in the hospital, and so I came to see him. Um, because they weren't sure if he was gonna be rolling around still. He's still walking around here though. Thank the
Uh,
Lord. So I went and I stayed for like 4 days, and my sister-in-law took me around. I got to go to Sweetie Pies and somewhere else she took me that I can't remember, but I got to go to these places. So it was okay visit.
did you have emos?
No, I didn't have no emos. I don't even know what that is, brother. No, I should have had emos.
You got to. It's a must. If you go to St. Louis, you have to have emos. That's pizza. It's
Well,
like real thin, but It's a big old circle, but they're cutting the squares, and the slogan is "We're beyond compare." It's amazing. It's
I
amazing.
dig it. I might have to eat cheese that day then. I might have to eat cheese that day. So I tell you what, we gonna plan a trip and you gonna show me St. Louis and I'm gonna show you Chicago.
Okay,
Cause
we
you
got
know,
it's a few places.
I got a ton of places in the shot we're gonna see. It's gonna be fantastic,
It, u-
incredible.
it used to be a lot more places, but what they say, we can't never have nothing.
That's what they say. That's the truth. That's the truth. So do you because you don't currently live in St. Louis anymore, right?
Right.
So do you think the move was better for you? You think like there are more opportunities that have opened up since you left?
Yes, yes, a lot more. Um, I just learned, what was it, yesterday, that they just passed the bill in Missouri for basically restricting and or preventing
Yes.
individuals from getting hormones. You
Yeah.
have to be with your therapist for 3 years in order to just get on hormones. And then if you have mental health problems on top of that, you have to be cleared in order to have be on
For
hormones.
18 months. So we're looking at 3 years and 18 months. And so I'm like,
How are we helping? You're really just creating a high suicide rate. Like you're they're doing so much. There's like I knew it was coming. I had a feeling it was coming. I just thought Missouri would be a little, maybe a few more months, but I knew it was coming to Missouri. If it was gonna hit Tennessee, it was gonna hit Texas. I knew it was on the way.
I mean, my thing about the bill in Missouri is that it is not limited to children. Like it's not all these bills we see coming up are directed towards the youth. This bill is directed towards transgender people of all ages. And so it reminds me of when uh Roe versus Wade was overturned. I said because there were a lot of brothers that were like, well, that don't affect us, but it does affect us. Anytime that one person can tell another adult what they
Mm-hmm.
can and cannot do with their own body, it does not just stop there. You know what I mean? So if you can tell a parent what they can choose for their child, now you can tell me as an adult what I can choose for myself. And so I think that we headed towards some serious fights ahead, right? Because at every turn people are trying to tell me what I can and can't be, what I can and can't do, who I am and who I'm not. And so I think that, and I was just having this conversation earlier today because I'm really, 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 really just upset about um how things are going and like I don't know what it is that we need to be doing, but I'm tired of like marching. So, but that's me on my soapbox. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, I'm sick of this.
I understand. Mm.
You know, I mean,
It,
like,
it hit home, literally.
right? When I saw it today, because I just saw it today, I thought about you. I was like, nephew, I'm glad nephew was not in that state any longer. And it's like, I'm like, wow. And then I feel like I don't want to go visit that state, but my brother lives in that state, and so it becomes it becomes a thing. But if I ain't gonna visit that state, then there's a whole bunch of other. I might as well just stay home because there's a whole bunch of states I ain't gonna be able to go to. You know, it's just it's a lot. It's a lot, and I believe that the young man who was shot while he's not in the LGBTQI community, but he is a young black man, and we are black men, right? And so I believe that was also in Missouri, but I had to double check my facts. He was picking up his brothers, and he went to the wrong address, and man opened up, you know what I'm saying, and shot him. And so my question is, as a young black visionary, what do you think um your role is, or if you think you have a role in speaking up about the things that are happening to our community and black men as a whole? Like, how do you feel about that?
How do I feel about being in that role?
Yeah, how
Or
do you feel like you're in that role? Do you feel like you need to use your voice to speak out about these things, or because you might not feel that way?
so I feel like I'll to anyone that will listen, I'm willing to speak to anyone that's willing to listen, but you have to be willing to listen. And that is not listening to rebuttal, it's listening to understand. And I feel like a lot of people forget that aspect. They just skip to the, okay, you said that, so here's my rebuttal to it. Like, just listen to process the information and the different. I feel like it should be more standpoints though, because not everybody's experience is the same.
Facts.
My experience could be more relatable to this person versus the next person.
Facts. Facts.
So I'm willing to speak as long as people are willing to listen and have educated conversations about it, and educated and mature conversations about it.
Amen. Amen. That is definitely a thing. Educated and mature. We all
Yes.
don't fit those two boxes. But hey, I digress. Anyway. um Now, do you ever see yourself maybe moving into film? Like making a film? Like, is that is I guess my question is there a progression in where prolific vision sees itself? Or have we got to that part of the journey of thinking yet?
So when I came up with the actual brand of it's basically going to be a multi business. It's going to be under that umbrella. So I also want to introduce the different forms of art into it. So that is a part of it. I do actually want to get into film at some point, but also dabble into like the modeling aspect of it and have that brand and industry over there. And I also want to open a school for the different forms of art so that people can learn it And then afterwards, you can actually become a part of one of these different businesses and become an apprentice. If
Big.
you decide to do that, that's an option. It's not a must. It's not mandatory.
I
Just
like
giving the different opportunities to express themselves in life.
I like it. I like that, nephew. I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that. Is there anything you would want our viewers to know that I haven't asked you?
Um, Not that I could think of.
Okay. All right. So a long time ago, my sister said to me, words mean things, right? So you should be intentional about the words that you use. So I always end the same way. Give me one word that you would leave for the viewers to kick it with until the next time they talk to us. What would that word be and why?
Um, I guess the word today would be vision. It's only fitting. And I selected that because not everybody sees their vision, but we all have one. Not everybody pays attention to the vision that you were blessed with, but we all have one.
I like it. I like it. That's what's up. All right, y'all. I hope y'all enjoy hanging out with us. Y'all will definitely be seeing more Malachi, so y'all be watching out for him. Yeah, this has been awesome. So I want y'all to do me a favor though, right? At the bottom of this video, there is a link to Blackout Magazine. If you have not subscribed to Blackout Magazine, I need you to hit that link. I need you to hit that link right now, subscribe, because it is Blackout Magazine. It's Black excellence every day, all day. And if you're not reading the magazine, I don't know what you read. So to the next time, y'all be easy. I'm gonna check y'all out on the next one.
Right.